Hey guys, so today in this video I'll be explaining you the chapter तीसरी कसम के शिल्पकार शैलेंद्र which is written by Prahalad Agarwal. So तीसरी कसम is actually name of a film. शिल्पकार means creator or architect. So तीसरी कसम it is created by Shailendra. So as you can see the poster over here, it is the poster of the film तीसरी कसम which is produced by Shailendra and the actor is Raj Kapoor, the actress is Wahida Rahman. So line by line, let's start understanding the chapter. संगम की अद्भुत सफलता ने राज कपूर में गहन आत्मविश्वास भर दिया. द अमेजिंग सक्सेस ऑफ संगम filled Raj Kapoor with deep confidence. So Sangam is actually name of a film in which Raj Kapoor acted, and that film it was very successful. Because of that Raj Kapoor was filled with deep confidence और उसने एक साथ 4 फिल्मों के निर्माण की घोषणा की. And he announced the production of 4 films simultaneously. So because Raj Kapoor he had gained so much confidence because of the movie of Sangam, 4 films production simultaneously he announced it. मेरा नाम जोकर, अजंता, मैं और मेरा दोस्त और सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम. So these are the name of the 4 films. पर जब 1965 में राज कपूर ने मेरा नाम जोकर का निर्माण आरंभ किया, तब संभवतः उसने भी यह कल्पना नहीं की होगी कि इस फिल्म का एक ही भाग बनाने में 6 वर्षों का समय लग जाएगा. But when Raj Kapoor started the production of Mera Naam Joker in 1965, he possibly never imagined that it would take 6 years to make just one part of this film, Mera Naam Joker. इन 6 वर्षों के अंतराल में राज कपूर द्वारा अभिनीत कई फिल्मों प्रदर्शित हुई. In this period of 6 years, many films enacted by Raj Kapoor were released. प्रदर्शित means released. जिनमें सन 1966 में प्रदर्शित कवि शैलेंद्र की तीसरी कसम भी शामिल है, which included poet Shailendra's तीसरी कसम, which was released in 1966. यह वह फिल्म है जिसमें राज कपूर ने अपने जीवन की सर्वोत्कृष्ट भूमिका अदा की. दिस इज द फिल्म इन विच राज कपूर played the best role of his life. सर्वोत्कृष्ट means best, भूमिका role. यही नहीं, तीसरी कसम वह फिल्म है जिसने हिंदी साहित्य की एक अत्यंत मार्मिक कृति को सेलुलॉइड पर पूरी सार्थकता से उतरा. Not only this, तीसरी कसम is the film that brought an extremely touching work of Hindi literature to the film reel with full meaning. So here what the poet is trying to say is that this film it was an extremely touching work in the entire Hindi literature, and it was brought with full meaning in the film reel which is called celluloid. So this is the picture of celluloid. So on this the movie तीसरी कसम it was brought with full meaning. तीसरी कसम फिल्म नहीं, सेलुलॉइड पर लिखी कविता थी. तीसरी कसम was not a film, it was a poem written on celluloid. कविता means poem. तीसरी कसम शैलेंद्र के जीवन की पहली और अंतिम फिल्म है. तीसरी कसम is the first and last film of Shailendra's life. पहली means first, अंतिम means last. तीसरी कसम को राष्ट्रपति स्वर्ण पदक मिला. So तीसरी कसम received the President's Gold Medal. बंगाल फिल्म जर्नलिस्ट एसोसिएशन द्वारा सर्वश्रेष्ठ फिल्म और कई अन्य पुरस्कारों द्वारा सम्मानित किया गया. So this film it was honored by the Bengal Film Journalist Association for the best film, and many other awards also it received. मॉस्को फिल्म फेस्टिवल में भी यह फिल्म पुरस्कृत हुई. दिस फिल्म वॉज ऑल्सो अवॉर्डेड एट द मॉस्को फिल्म फेस्टिवल. इसकी कलात्मकता की लंबी चौड़ी तारीफें हुई. Its artistry was praised extensively. So, Kalatmakta means artistry or creativity that was praised extensively. इसमें शैलेंद्र की संवेदनशीलता पूरी शिद्दत के साथ मौजूद है. So, in this movie, Shailendra's sensitivity, it is present in it with full intensity. संवेदनशीलता means sensitivity, शिद्दत intensity. उन्होंने ऐसी फिल्म बनाई थी जिसे सच्चा कवि हृदय ही बना सकता था. He had made such a film which only true poet's heart could have made. सच्चा कवि हृदय means true poet's heart. शैलेंद्र ने राज कपूर की भावनाओं को शब्द दिया है. शैलेंद्र has given words to राज कपूर's emotions. राज कपूर ने अपने अन्य सहयोगी की फिल्म में उतनी ही तन्मयता के साथ काम किया, किसी पारिश्रमिक की अपेक्षा किया बगैर. Raj Kapoor worked with the same dedication in his only associate's film without expecting any remuneration or payment. So, here, what the writer is trying to say, Shailendra is a very close friend for Raj Kapoor. Actually, he's the only associate, but still, Raj Kapoor he worked with full dedication in Teesri Kasam, and he did not expect any payment to be given from the side of Shailendra. शैलेंद्र ने लिखा था कि वे राज कपूर के पास तीसरी कसम की कहानी सुनाने पहुंचे तो कहानी सुनकर उन्होंने बड़े उत्साहपूर्वक काम करना स्वीकार कर लिया. Shailendra had written that when he went to Raj Kapoor to narrate the story of Teesri Kasam, upon hearing the story, Raj Kapoor enthusiastically accepted to work on that film. उत्साहपूर्वक means enthusiastically. स्वीकार कर लिया. He accepted. पर तुरंत गंभीरता पूर्वक बोले. But immediately Raj Kapoor he said seriously. गंभीरता पूर्वक means seriously. मेरा पारिश्रमिक एडवांस देना होगा. My advance payment will have to be given. शैलेंद्र को ऐसी उम्मीद नहीं थी कि राज कपूर जिंदगी भर की दोस्ती का ये बदला देंगे. Shailendra did not expect that Raj Kapoor would repay his lifelong friendship in this way by asking for money. शैलेंद्र का मुरझाया हुआ चेहरा देखकर राज कपूर ने मुस्कुराते हुए कहा. Looking at Shailendra's sad face, Raj Kapoor said smiling. मुस्कुराते means smiling. निकालो 1 रुपए. Take out 1 rupee. मेरा पारिश्रमिक. My payment. पूरा advance. Full advance. So here basically Raj Kapoor was having little fun with Shailendra, telling you have to give my full payment. And when Shailendra got sad about that, because they had very close relationship, they were lifelong friends. After that, Raj Kapoor smiling, he said, "Give me 1 rupee, my full payment." शैलेंद्र राज कपूर की इस याराना मस्ती से परिचित तो थे. शैलेंद्र was familiar with Raj Kapoor's friendly fun. याराना means friendly, मस्ती means fun. लेकिन एक निर्माता के रूप में बड़े व्यवसायिक सूझबूझ वाले भी चक्कर खा जाते हैं. But as a producer, even people with great business minded understanding, even they get confused. So here the writer is trying to say that producers who have that business minded understanding, even they will get confused by Raj Kapoor's friendly fun. फिर शैलेंद्र तो फिल्म निर्माता बनाने के लिए सर्वथा अयोग्य थे. And Shailendra was completely unfit to be a film producer. So you don't have to talk about him at all. That is why he misunderstood the friendly fun of Raj Kapoor. Because even business minded people cannot understand Raj Kapoor's friendly fun. So for Shailendra it was obviously difficult because as a film producer he was completely unfit. राज कपूर ने एक अच्छे और सच्चे मित्र की हैसियत से शैलेंद्र को फिल्म की असफलता के खतरों से आगाह भी किया. एज अ गुड एंड ट्रू फ्रेंड, Raj Kapoor also warned Shailendra about the dangers of the film being unsuccessful. पर वह तो एक आदर्शवादी भावुक कवि था. बट शैलेंद्र इज अ आइडियलिस्टिक एंड इमोशनल पोएट. आदर्शवादी मीन्स आइडियलिस्टिक, भावुक मीन्स इमोशनल, जिसे अपार संपत्ति और यश तक की इतनी कामना नहीं थी जितनी आत्मसंतुष्टि के सुख की अभिलाषा थी. This Shailendra, he's a poet who did not desire immense wealth and fame as much as he desired happiness of self satisfaction. So, Shailendra always wanted happiness from self satisfaction. He did not want any wealth or fame. तीसरी कसम कितनी ही महान फिल्म क्यों न रही हो, लेकिन यह एक दुखद सत्य है कि इसे प्रदर्शित करने के लिए बमुश्किल वितरक मिले. No matter how great a film तीसरी कसम was, it is a sad truth that it barely found any distributor to release the film. बमुश्किल means barely, वितरक means distributor. बावजूद इसके कि तीसरी कसम में राज कपूर और वहीदा रहमान जैसे नामजद सितारे थे, in spite of the fact that तीसरी कसम had famous stars like राज कपूर and वहीदा रहमान, शंकर जयकिशन का संगीत था. There was music by शंकर जयकिशन, जिनकी लोकप्रियता उन दिनों सातवें आसमान पर थी, whose popularity was at its peak in those days. सातवें आसमान means at its peak. और इसके गीत भी फिल्म के प्रदर्शन के पूर्व ही बेहद लोकप्रिय हो चुके थे. And the songs in this film, they had become extremely popular even before the release of the film. लेकिन इस फिल्म को खरीदने वाला कोई नहीं था. But despite all this, there was no one to buy this film. So even though Raj Kapoor, Wahida Rahman, like these stars were present in the movie and the music was made by Shankar Jaikishan, but despite of all this, nobody was there to buy this film. दरअसल इस फिल्म की संवेदना किसी 2 से 4 बनाने का गणित जानने वाले की समझ से परे थी. In fact, the sensitivity of this film was beyond the understanding of anyone who knew the mathematics of making 2 into 4. So, here the writer is trying to say that people who are money minded, who always do the math of making 2 rupees into 4 rupees, those kind of people, it is beyond their understanding. The sensitivity of this movie, Tisri Kasam, is beyond अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ दीज पीपल हु आर वेरी मनी माइंडेड. उसमें रसी बसी करुणा तराजू पर तोली जा सकने वाली चीज नहीं थी. The compassion embedded in the film, it was not something that could be weighted on a scale. The compassion and sensitivity of this film, it cannot be measured. इसलिए बमुश्किल जब तीसरी कसम रिलीज हुई तो इसका कोई प्रचार नहीं हुआ. That is why when तीसरी कसम was released, there was no publicity about it. प्रचार means publicity. फिल्म कब आई कब चली गई मालूम ही नहीं पड़ा. No one knew when the film came and when it went. ऐसा नहीं है कि शैलेंद्र 20 सालों तक फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में रहते हुए भी वहां के तौर तरीकों से नावाकिफ थे. It is not that Shailendra was unaware of the ways of the film industry even after being in it for 20 years. परंतु उनमें उलझकर वे अपनी आत्मीयता नहीं खो सकते थे. But he could not lose his humanity by getting entangled in them. So here the writer is trying to tell that Shailendra, he obviously knew what are the ways of the film industry, how it works, because 20 years he was in the film industry. But he did not want to get entangled in that and lose his humanity. श्री 420 का एक लोकप्रिय गीत है अ पॉपुलर सॉन्ग ऑफ श्री 420. इट इज द नेम ऑफ अ फिल्म. प्यार हुआ इकरार हुआ है, प्यार से फिर क्यों डरता है दिल. सो दिस इज द नेम ऑफ द सॉन्ग. इसके अंतरे की एक पंक्ति, देर इज अ लाइन इन दिस सॉन्ग, रातें दसों दिशाओं से कहेंगी अपनी कहानियां. The nights will tell their stories from all 10 directions. So this was one of the line in this song. पर संगीतकार जय किशान ने आपाती की. But the music director Jay Kishan, he objected this line. He did not want this line in that song, that the nights will tell their stories from all 10 directions. उनका ख्याल था कि दर्शक 4 दिशाओं समझ सकते हैं, 10 दिशाओं नहीं. His opinion was that the audience can understand 4 directions, not 10 directions. लेकिन शैलेंद्र परिवर्तन के लिए तैयार नहीं हुआ. But Shailendra was not ready for the change. परिवर्तन means change. उनका दृढ़ मंतव्य था कि दर्शकों की रुचि की आड़ में हमें उतलेपन को उन पर नहीं थोपना चाहिए. Shailendra had a strong opinion that in the name of audience's interest, we should not impose triviality or superficiality on them. So Shailendra always felt that trivial matters, we should not impose it on the audience. कलाकार का यह कर्तव्य भी है कि वह उपभोक्ता की रुचियों का परिष्कार करने का प्रयत्न करे. It is also the duty of the artist to put the effort to refine the interests of the consumer or audience. और उनका यकीन गलत नहीं था, and his belief was not wrong. यही नहीं, वे बहुत अच्छे गीत भी जो उन्होंने लिखे बेहद लोकप्रिय हुए. Not only this, the very good songs Shailendra had written, it became extremely popular. मेरा जूता है जापानी, ये पतलून इंग्लिस्तानी, सर पे लाल टोपी रूसी, फिर भी दिल है हिंदुस्तानी. यह गीत शैलेंद्र ही लिख सकते थे. This song only Shailendra could have written it. The meaning is, my shoes are Japanese, these trousers are English, the red cap on my head is Russian, still my heart is Indian. Jutha means shoes, patloon, trousers, lal topi, red cap, Rusi means Russian, dil, heart, Hindustani, India. शांत नदी का प्रवाह और समुद्र की गहराई लिए हुए. हैविंग द फ्लो ऑफ अ काम रिवर एंड द डेप्थ ऑफ द ओशन. यही विशेषता उनकी जिंदगी की थी और यही उन्होंने अपनी फिल्म के द्वारा भी साबित किया था. दिस वॉज द स्पेशलिटी ऑफ हिज लाइफ and he proved this through his film as well. So here the writer is saying that Shailendra in his life as well as his movies or music, there was one speciality. It was a flow of calm river and depth of ocean. Means it was very simple and easy to understand, but the meaning in it was so much. It was very meaningful. तीसरी कसम यदि एकमात्र नहीं तो चंद उन फिल्मों में से है जिन्होंने साहित्य रचना के साथ 100% न्याय किया हो. तीसरी कसम, if not the only, then one of the few films that has done 100% justice to the literary creation. So here the writer is saying, if not the only film, but it comes under those few films which has done 100% justice to the literary creation. शैलेंद्र ने राज कपूर जैसे स्टार को हीरामन बना दिया था. शैलेंद्र had made a star like Raj Kapoor into Hiraman. So in the film तीसरी कसम, राज कपूर has acted as Hiraman. Hiraman पर राज कपूर हावी नहीं हो सका. राज कपूर could not dominate over Hiraman. और चींट की सस्ती साड़ी में लिपटी हीराबाई ने वहीदा रहमान की प्रसिद्ध ऊंचाइयों को बहुत पीछे छोड़ दिया था. And Hirabai, draped in a cheap printed sari, left Wahida Rahman's famous heights far behind. So here the writer is trying to say that Wahida Rahman was a very famous actress, but that was not at all shown in the film. In the film, she acted as Hirabai. She was draped in a cheap printed sari, very simple village lady. That is how she was looking. कचरी नदी के किनारे उकड़ू बेटा हीरामन जब गीत गाते हुए हीराबाई से पूछता है, मन समझती है ना आप? When Hiraman, sitting squatting on the bank of the Kachari river, sings a song and asks Hirabai, "You understand my mind, don't you?" तब हीराबाई जुबान से नहीं आंखों से बोलती है. At that time, हीराबाई speaks with her eyes, not with her tongue. दुनिया भर के शब्द उस भाषा को अभिव्यक्त नहीं दे सकते. All the words in the world cannot express that language. So here the writer says that the expression Hirabai gave with her eyes that cannot be put in words. ऐसी ही सूक्ष्मताओं से संपदित थी तीसरी कसम. तीसरी कसम was enriched with such details. सूक्ष्मताओं means details, संपदित enriched. अपनी मस्ती में डूबकर झूमते हुए गाड़ीवान चलत मुसाफिर मोह लिए रे पिंजरे वाली मुनिया. The carriage driver, swaying or swinging while immersed in his enjoyment, he is singing this song. So this is basically name of a song. So the carriage driver, he is completely immersed in his enjoyment. He is swinging and singing song. टप्पर गाड़ी में हीराबाई को जाते हुए देखकर उनके पीछे दौड़ते गाते बच्चों का हुजूम. Seeing Hirabai going in a Tapper Gadi, a crowd of children running behind her singing Lali Lali Doliya mein Lali Re Dulhaniya. So they are singing this song. So Lali Lali means red red, Doliya means the carriage, Lali Re Dulhaniya, the red color bride. So in a red color carriage goes the red color bride. So this song the crowd of children are singing and running behind the carriage. एक नौटंकी की बाई में अपनापन खोज लेने वाला सरल हृदय गाड़ीवान. A simple hearted cart driver who finds a sense of belonging in the lady who is working in the natak, who is working in the drama. अभावों की जिंदगी जीते लोगों के सपनीले कह कहे. The dreamy laughter of the people living a life of scarcity or poverty. So here the writer is trying to say that these children, they are very poor, they have lot of scarcity, they lack so many things, but still they are singing and they are in their dreamy world. हमारी फिल्मों की सबसे बड़ी कमजोरी होती है लोक तत्व का अभाव. द बिगेस्ट वीकनेस ऑफ आवर फिल्म्स is the lack of people's essence. लोक तत्व means people's essence. वे जिंदगी से दूर होती है. They are far from life. The film does not exactly show how life is. यदि श्रासत स्थितियों का चित्रणकन होता है तो उन्हें ग्लोरीफाई किया जाता है. If tragic situations are portrayed in the film, then they are glorified. दुख का ऐसा विभत्स्य रूप प्रस्तुत होता है जो दर्शकों का भावनात्मक शोषण कर सके. Such a horrifying form of suffering is presented that can exploitate the audience emotionally. और तीसरी कसम की यह खास बात थी कि वह दुख को भी सहज स्थिति में जीवन सापेक्ष प्रस्तुत करती है. And the special thing about तीसरी कसम was that it presented suffering also in a very natural state, in a life related manner. So here the writer says that every time suffering, sadness in a very horrifying form, it is presented in the movie and it exploitates the audience emotionally. But the speciality in Tisri Kasam was that the suffering was presented in a very natural way. It was very life related. मैंने शैलेंद्र को गीतकार नहीं कवि कहा है. So here the writer says, I have called Shailendra a poet, not a lyricist. वे सिनेमा की चकाचौंध के बीच रहते हुए यश और धन लिप्सा से कोसों दूर थे. Living amidst the glamour of cinema, he was miles away from fame and greed for wealth. So, even though Shailendra was between the glamour of cinema, he was miles away from fame and wealth. जो बात उनकी जिंदगी में थी वही उनके गीतों में भी. Whatever was in his life, that was there in his songs as well. उनके गीतों में सिर्फ करुणा नहीं, his songs not only had compassion, जूझने का संकेत भी था, but also signs of struggle, और वह प्रक्रिया भी मौजूद थी जिसके तहत अपनी मंजिल तक पहुंचा जाता है. And the process through which one reaches one's destination was also present. So here the writer says that in Shailendra's song, not only compassion was there, struggle was also present. And the process of how to come out of the struggle and reach your destination, that was also present in his songs. व्यथा आदमी को पराजित नहीं करती, उसे आगे बढ़ने का संकेत देती है. Pain or suffering does not defeat a man, it prompts him to move forward. व्यथा means pain or suffering, पराजित means defeat. शैलेंद्र ने तीसरी कसम को अपनी भाव प्रवणता का सर्वश्रेष्ठ तथ्य प्रदान किया. Shailendra gave the best proof of his emotionality to तीसरी कसम. भाव प्रवणता means emotionality, सर्वश्रेष्ठ तथ्य means best proof. मुकेश की आवाज में शैलेंद्र का यह गीत तो अद्वितीय बन गया है. This song of Shailendra in the voice of Mukesh has become very unique. So the song Shailendra has written, it was sung by Mukesh and it had completely become very unique. Advitiya means unique. सजनवा बैरी हो गए हमार चिटिया हो तो हर कोई बांचे बाग ने बांचे कोए. So this is the line in the song written by Shailendra. अभिनय के दृष्टिकोण से तीसरी कसम राज कपूर की जिंदगी के सबसे हसीन फिल्म है. From the acting point of view, तीसरी कसम is the most beautiful film of Raj Kapoor's life. हसीन means beautiful. राज कपूर जिन्हें समीक्षक और कला मर्मज्ञ आंखों से बात करने वाला कलाकार मानते हैं, राज कपूर, who is considered by critics and art experts as an artist who speaks through his eyes. So here the writer says that film critics and art expert people, they considered Raj Kapoor as a person who speaks through his eyes. तीसरी कसम में मासूमियत के चरमोत्कर्ष को छूते हैं. बट इन द फिल्म तीसरी कसम, राज कपूर टचेस द पीक ऑफ इनोसेंस. मासूमियत मीन्स इनोसेंस, चरमोत्कर्ष एट द पीक. अभिनेता राज कपूर जितनी ताकत के साथ तीसरी कसम में मौजूद है, उतना जागते रहो में भी नहीं. एक्टर राज कपूर is not as powerfully present in जागते रहो as he is in तीसरी कसम. जागते रहो में राज कपूर के अभिनय को बहुत सराहा गया था. In the film जागते रहो, राज कपूर्स acting was highly appreciated. लेकिन तीसरी कसम वह फिल्म है जिसमें राज कपूर अभिनय नहीं करता. बट तीसरी कसम is the film in which राज कपूर does not act. वह हीरामन के साथ एकाकार हो गया है. He has become one with Hiraman. So here the writer is saying that in तीसरी कसम, Raj Kapoor did not act. He completely became that character Hiraman. He completely merged into that character. कालिस देहाती बूझ गाड़ीवान जो सिर्फ दिल की जुबान समझता है, दिमाग की नहीं. A pure countryside, simple or knave carriage driver who only understands the language of heart, not the mind. दिल की जुबान means language of heart, दिमाग, brain. जिसके लिए मोहब्बत के सिवा किसी दूसरी चीज का कोई अर्थ नहीं. For whom nothing else has any meaning except love. मोहब्बत मीन्स लव। बहुत बड़ी बात यह है कि तीसरी कसम राज कपूर के अभिनय जीवन का वह मुकाम है जब वह एशिया के सबसे बड़े शोमैन के रूप में स्थापित हो चुके थे। The big thing is that Teesri Kasam is that stage of Raj Kapoor's acting career when he had established himself as Asia's biggest showman. So here the writer is trying to say that Raj Kapoor had established himself as Asia's biggest showman, and at that period of his life only he acted the film Teesri Kasam. उनका अपना व्यक्तित्व एक किंवदंती बन चुका था। His own personality had become a legend. किंवदंती means legend. लेकिन तीसरी कसम में वह महिमामय व्यक्तित्व पूरी तरह हीरामन की आत्मा में उतर गया है। But in तीसरी कसम, that glorious personality has completely entered the soul of हीरामन. वह कहीं हीरामन का अभिनय नहीं करता, अपितु खुद हीरामन में दल गया है। He does not act like Hiraman, but he himself has become Hiraman. He completely merged into that character. हीराबाई की फेनो किलासी बोली पर रीझता हुआ, getting charmed by हीराबाई sweet and melodious speech, उसकी मनुआ नटुआ जैसी बोली सूरत पर न्योचावार होता हुआ, surrendering to her simple villager like innocent face, और हीराबाई की तनिक सी उपेक्ष पर अपने अस्तित्व से जूझता हुआ, and struggling for his existence at the slightest ignorance of Hirabai, सच्चा हीरामन बन गया है. He has become the true Hiraman. So here the writer is trying to say that in the film Teesri Kasam, Hiraman has become that person. Even if Hirabai slightly ignores him, he will struggle with his own existence. He completely surrendered to the innocent face of Hirabai. तीसरी कसम की फटकता मूल कहानी के लेखक फणीश्वरनाथ रेणु ने स्वयं तैयार की थी। The script of तीसरी कसम was written by the writer of the original story, फणीश्वरनाथ रेणु himself. कहानी का रेशा रेशा, उसकी चोटी से चोटी बारीकियां फिल्म में पूरी तरह उतर आई। Every fiber of the story, even its smallest detail, were perfectly captured in the film. Barikya means detail and Resha Resha means every fiber. So that was the end of the chapter. I hope I have made it easier for you to understand. Let me know in the comments if the video helped you and give this video a like. Thank you.